Welcome back, folks. We are in Project 9 this week. Last week, last assignment, you all drawed the hairdryer housing up. Today, you're going to draw a motor housing for Project 9. And this is it. Pretty simple, pretty basic. It's got a 0.25 inch, and this is going to be in standard inches. Casing around this, we got to shell it out. So first thing I want to do is, if you need help on this, this is what this instruction is going to be about. I'm going to show you how I go about drawing it. But first, I would recommend that you do get on here and try to draw it yourself without having help. And then if you need help, of course, you're going to watch this video. So first I want to do is just download this and pull this up so I can take a look at it, pull it over there. I'm also going to jump in and grab my Inventor software. I'll grab it and throw it to the side there and do New. It was a standard IPT in inches. So when I take off drawing this, how am I going to go about it? There's some different ways. I'm just going to draw the front view of it first, and then we'll add on some more. So start my 2D sketch, find your XY plane. I like to start on it. And pretty simple. We just take off, and looks like the height of this thing is 1.5 tall. All right. And it's 11 inches wide. Down again. I'm just going to do the bottom first, and then I'll go ahead and that way I can use my midpoint, come straight up, and it looks like so it's 3.5, and I really didn't have to do that. I'm just going to put that right there in the center. That radius is 2.5, of course, times 2 because it's on diameter. And that centered me up with that line. I didn't have to put it on there because I could have used my dimensions as the default. So I got my dimensions on there, 3.5. It brings that down. Okay, 2.5 radius. Perfect. Line, I'll catch the quadrant there, bring it straight down. I will do another side over here, bring it straight down. And I will trim all of this up. So we'll have that to start out with. Also, there's some fillets on this. Looks like to me it's 0.5. There you go. There we go. I zoom in, see all those. Everything's looking really, really good. And looking at this hole is going to be on this plane because you see how round it is. Over here, you can kind of see that when this angle's cut out, you can kind of see that hole. It kind of comes together at that point. So that makes you see that this hole was drilled straight and not on this angle. Okay, so I want to go in here and put that in. We might as well go ahead and do that. So it's 2.5 diameter. I got that. So I can finish the sketch out and extrude. The depth of it is 4 inches. So pretty simple so far. Now all I got to do is come back in here, and we've got to put this angle on it. Okay? Excuse me. So we're going to put a little bit, a 20-degree angle upon this, and at 2 inches, here's where that line starts to do the angle. So I'm just going to put me a new sketch right on the face of that. Really simple, really easy. Make me a line, and I can just catch it there, bring it up here. It doesn't matter. Do a dimension. 20 degrees, and then catch the bottom to that point right there, and it'll lift it up 2, and right there is what I need. All you have to do is just enclose that, finish the sketch out, extrude, and you want to do a cut, and I want to go all the way through this, so turn it back that way. I want to do a cut, and of course I want to go through all of the object and do OK, and there it is in all of its glory at this point. All right, so now we've got to shell this thing out, and this is the next step, and you've already done it, but it's time to use the shell command. So we go up here, and right here is the shell. Click on it. You click the surface that you want to be open, and it'll do the rest of it for you. And it's a 0.25 thickness, and the whole thing is now shelled out. And of course, the problem we had was this hole needs to be shelled out too. Okay, y'all see that? So I can go down here, and y'all see what it shelled it. It just put a shell around that. So it might have been better off if we'd have waited before we done that. But you can always double click on this, remove faces, and you can remove that. Just click on it, and now do y'all see what I'm saying? We forgot to add that in. So there you go. Besides, it needs 2 holes to go through it. And we forgot to do that. And of course, that hole right there looks like there's material around that. So what we'll end up having to do is, I didn't see that till just then. So what I would do is, it's okay, we can just leave that shell on there. And I would just click on the face of this. We'll start us a new sketch. Let's put us a couple holes in here. That size hole is, does it say? Yes, it does. It is 1 inch diameter. And of course, it looks like it's centered up at 2 inches from the back to that. So 2. And I want to go from the center, not the edge. All right. And again, dimension from the midpoint. Well, we can actually line this next one up right with that. Used to be 1. And then a good dimension from there to there is going to be 8. But then we got to make sure that we have this thing lined up correctly. And the overall, this thing's 11. So 8. So go 11. Divide it by 2. Or 11, I'm sorry, minus 8. And then let's put parentheses around that. And then divide what's left over by 2. And that'll give you that dimension for that, 1.5. You just done a little formula, and you should have been perfect there. So finish that sketch up, and then what I want to do is extrude that and that. Make sure you do a cut through all, and then OK. And then if, and the shell, double click it, and I'm just going to see if, see, it's not even counting that one. So sometimes what you can do is you can move this one above the shell. And you see what I'm talking about? You moved it in your history, you moved the shell or the extrusion 3 up and then the shell afterwards, and that way it done its shell, because you can see right here in the hidden lines that it should have these areas, should have been offset for that hole to go through. Just extra support. So that's the way I would go about putting that in. If you have any questions, just let me know.